Okay, so early the next morning, you arrive back at Bryn Shander. You still don't have an adventuring party name yet, which is the good bit about Dungeons and Dragons. And the dwarves are awaiting your return eagerly when they see you drag the sled through the snow. Davy is suffering badly from the cold. He's shivering and there's icicles in his beard and he looks a bit pale.
Well, and, in front of the fire.
They enthusiastically greet you, ask you if there were any problems. The small dwarf on the end is eagerly scanning the skies, looking nervously about for dragons. And he says, you did a grand job there, lads. There you go, as promised, a bloodstone. But what's worth more than a bloodstone is my cousin owns the Black Iron Blade, so you'll get a 10% discount or bonus if you buy or sell there. So I will, if everybody's okay, I'll just split that money, yeah?
Yeah.
I do have an idea for a party name.
Oh, God.
Because my character is from Calamushan, right? So I was thinking we could have a name that's somewhat of an oxymoron.
And how about a bit Australian?
A little bit Australian. Why don't we call ourselves the Desert Trekkers? No.
Everybody looks at each other. Huh?
No.
So, are you returning to the Northlook Inn, of which I have a lovely map and I've done the lighting on? Which
yes, we are.
Or not be. I'm going to try dropping you in just to see if the lighting works. So you return to the Northlook Inn, and are you buying a room for? Because you have to spend 24 hours there for Dave to recover his point of exhaustion, or you can continue on.
Continue on.
No,
I think we'll get rest
because we can't. We're going to have to travel. I think the next plan is to go to Mead. Well, if he's got exhaustion, it's going to be dangerous. So I think we should rest.
Right. Just so I can see if this works. Okay. Right. Well, that's fine. It's a gold piece each. You'll have to knock off if you're staying in a standard room, or it is cheaper if you're going in a pool room.
I'll go in a pool room.
Me too. How much for a pool room?
Let me look at the expenses chart here. A pool room is 2 silver pieces.
How many gold and a silver? All the way around?
10. 10 silver, 4 gold.
Right, I'm going to put you on here and hope it. Can you see yourself yet?
No. How do I do this?
And make sure
oh yes,
lights turned on, so you should see posh lights as you're moving around the common room of the Northlook Inn.
So how do I spend 2 silver pieces?
Okay.
Go to the minus and then stick it in.
All right.
There you go. That's you sorted. Right, waiting for you is Lantesh, who you remember from was one of the other caravan guards, but had gone off to different parts of 10 towns to try and find her fortune or her saviour, whichever. And she is waiting for you. And you have somewhat of a quest for them, Lantesh, because you were contacted by a young lady, and she was asking about this bunch of reprobates because she thinks she may have a way to end the endless winter early. And she was asking about for people for the caravan guards, and she bumped into you, and you knew that they were hanging about in Bryn Shander, so this is why you've come over to meet them.
Oh, God. Right.
What did they call the woman in question? Because I'm writing everything down. Little note.
I am trying to find the quest, because the quest is incredibly hard to find. It is Mountain Nature Spirits. That's it. Danica Greystale. She is trying to find a way to end the endless winter, and she says if you can contact the other members of the caravan guards, she's got a magical lantern attuned to locate elementals, and if you can capture and bring her what's called a twinger, she might be able to study them because they're an elemental and they can change the atmosphere around them. She might be able to study them and help end the endless winter. She will pay a total of 25 gold pieces, plus you'll be able to keep the Lantern of Elemental tracking. She's staying in Bryn Shander, but obviously you figured that Northlook being the Blandford of all adventuring places, you would come here.
Joke. I take you all sitting at one table or move or not? Does it not matter on the map?
Ben will be sitting on top of the fire. I think everyone will probably be sitting on top of the fire or at the bar.
Good evening, lads.
Oh, well, hello.
Hello, Mrs.
Hello, Lantesh.
I've got a proposition for you guys. I was contacted by a lady called Danica Greystale, and I think she's miraculously got an idea how to end this endless winter. And she's got a task for her, if you're up to it. She's got this lantern that can detect elementals, and she's asked if we can bring her back a Tringer, and so she can study it. And if we do, she'll pay with 25 gold pieces, and we can keep the lantern. Are you interested?
Yeah, because I mean,
Oh,
if it ends this bloody thing, it's well worth it. And on top of that, we get paid. And on top of that, it might be something we do just as we're travelling about.
Right.
And on top of that, we can get out of these bloody claws and get into some summer stuff.
That's a good plan. We have to go and see her, or
Yeah, she's staying at
yeah.
one of the other inns because the North looks more of a rowdy pub than an inn. Yes, you have to go and visit her.
will we be able to take Ben with us? So, and he still loses his thing.
You need to leave him. You need to leave him in the room, basically in the warm. He needs to snuggle up in the warm.
Right, we'll leave you. Davey will leave you in the room, but I will fill you in on what happens.
What he's doing, like?
We're going to go and see this Danica Grace deal and get a job off her.
Okie dokie.
Right, we'll head over to the other pub then, unless anyone's got any other plans.
So, you head over to the pub where Lantesh had met up with the young lady, and Danica, you ask for her. She's just waiting in her room, and they send somebody up for her. And Danica is a half-elf young lady.
Hello.
Well, there's a surprise.
It's not my fault. Wait a minute, no, when this happens, they always turn against us and try to destroy the world. This is better not become a trope.
Finally found the actual quest. The guy that converted this is a nightmare. Right, so...
And by the way,
she's softly spoken and clean, and she comes down and says, I've been hoping to meet you. It's my pleasure. And she gives a sort of half curtsy.
I will bow to the waist and go, my lady.
And the rest of you can only convert gold and convert coins when you're in Bryn Shander, okay? If other than that, you're not in Bryn Shander, you just have to either pick it up or leave it on the ground. Yeah? So, fun survival rules.
Hello again, Miss Steele.
She says,
here's that group you were asking for.
Yes, thank you. I've been looking all over for them, but I always seem to just miss them. I'm so glad you could find them. Yes, around 10 towns, there are small elementals called chwingers, and they kind of look like small, doll-sized pine trees. She says, now, there aren't any here because I've tried with the lantern, but if you could try at the different towns as you travel about, the lantern can detect them, and if you can bring a specimen to me, then I'll gladly pay you 25 GP, and you'll be able to keep the lantern of elemental tracking.
How do we capture one?
That I don't know, because I've only ever met them in books, as it were.
Do you want a live one?
Definitely. They're small, harmless little things, and we need to know how they manipulate the weather around them.
Right, we're going to need a club and a sack.
Shall I buy you?
She winces at this and says, I really don't need to know the details.
I'm sure Aisha can think of a way to subdue them.
Just give them some wine and get them drunk.
Yeah, if you throw a bottle of wine in, that might help.
Can person work on an elemental or not? Because of the...
No, I think it's charm monster. For that.
I'm not sure. They're like small nature spirits. They're very hard to see, and people who've actually met them are very far and few between. So she pops this, what looks like a completely ordinary hooded lantern on the table, and she says, right, this is a completely ordinary hooded lantern, except it's been enchanted to track down elemental. The lantern, and she lights it, the lantern will glow white as normal, unless it's within 300 feet of any creature of elemental type, and then the flame turns green. It doesn't pinpoint the exact location, however.
Yeah, and we'll bring it straight here to you.
Well, as soon as possible, yes.
Okay, well, we can't leave it in the morning to head to Goodmead, so we'll look around on our travels. Does it need a constant supply of lamp oil to work?
You have to use lamp oil in it, yes.
You've got a few bottles of lamp oil there then, right?
606, not
She's got one with you, and it'll last several hours, so as long as you're not using it as a lantern, you can just light it while you're in an appropriate town.
Okie doke.
Very good. Are you heading back to the Northlook, or does anybody need anything else to do while you await Dave, who's stoically like, I don't need to rest, and you're like, no, stay in bed, Dave, as his teeth are literally chattering, he's got the blankets pulled up under his beard. Right, okay. Well, you head back to Northlook. If you're only having a pool room, it's 2 silver pieces, and that includes gruel. Well, fish gruel, because there's pretty much just fish. Dave, you in your fevered state, you feel a pull towards the north, as if you're missing something. There's something up there that you should be doing or somebody should be meeting, but you don't know what this strange feeling is. Also, those who can speak Dwarvish notice that Dave's Dwarvish is a very strange accent. Outside of the normal amount of strangers from dwarves being different places. And as you're waiting in the north, look, don't worry, it does eventually get past all of the exposition. As you're waiting in the north, look, there is one of the watch who comes in and walks around as if to examine all of the people in, and he nods to the owner, who nods back, and he says, about your business. But as he passes your table, he whispers, the old man wants to see you.
Right. I'll fasten my turban, because obviously I'm wearing a turban in the court.
Obviously Australians wear turbans.
I'm from Kalamasham. I'm not wearing a cork hat, because
He's
that's
got
just
cork
weird.
standing from his turban.
Oh, yeah, obviously. However, we've got a meeting with an old friend. I'll make sure that Ben's tucked in and give him a quick tuck, and then we'll head across.
Does everybody buy their 1 pint and then donate them to Beyond?
I don't think we're quite that generous. We'll buy his 1 pint and we'll drip feed it to him. Yeah, unfortunately, we're only allowed 1 pint of beer each a day until we rescue the booze. So trust me, that's the highest of our priorities. Like, the world's going to end, yes, but not until we've rescued the booze.
It's 5 copper pieces for a mug.
Well, I better knock off. I'll buy a round.
How much did you say a room was? Because I've just knocked the gold off.
A gold is a posh room, yeah. So if you've got the Players Handbook or the DMG, there's the lifestyle expenses. So a gold is a modest room, which is...
I'll stay in a modest room.
It's very nice. You also get meals included with that. If you pay 2 gold pieces, you get a comfortable room, and the difference between the modest room and the comfortable room is you get a warm bath as well, which is like they use the whale oil heaters to heat a tin bath up, and you get to sit in your room in a tin bath in hot water. The luxury.
Lush.
Right, we'll head over to see Malcolm Southwell.
Yes, the old man. He's actually at the north gate. So once you get outside, the oppo directs you to the north gate, and the man on duty salutes and says, the old man is expecting you. Then looks surreptitiously out. He says, I'm not supposed to have said that out loud.
Okay, you keep it on the down low. I'll pop in.
Is everybody else going with him apart from...
Yes, I'll come.
I'm saying we'll all go.
But the old man is sitting there, and he has a map of 10 towns in front of him. He's still shabbily dressed, considering he's the commander of the Watch of Bryn Shander, but he hasn't actually got night clothes on this time, so that's an improvement. And he says, well, you've been a great help. Because you identified the boot print, obviously the serial killer is normally long gone, and any evidence is gone before we even get a chance. But because we've identified the normal boot print, it's not Cold Weather clothing, I've been asking about, and the only person who wanders about is a guy called Sefik Kaltro. He works for a small travelling merchant company called Torgs, owned and operated by a shapely dwarf named Torriga Icewind. In other words, Sefik gets around. He's charming, he makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard, so I'm guessing he's good with a blade. He's the only person. He doesn't walk around in Cold Weather clothing, not even one bit. This big fella, he says, indicating Asia, who's like born and bred up here, even he knows to wrap up well at night. This guy walks around in a shirt and pants. He's the only person who would be wearing normal boots at that time of night.
What's the dwarf called he works for?
Torg, for short.
How does he not freeze his nuts off?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? That is the 1,000 gold piece question.
Does he have a place of residence, or...?
Well, this is what my men had discovered by asking around at the caravans. He's travelling with the, as you may have known, because of the way the Endless Winter is, to move goods between the towns, we have large caravans, obviously, for protection and for being able to move large quantities of gear. Now, there are some small independent caravans. Torgs is such a caravan, known for being able to provide things of a darker grey nature, shall we say, for the right price, that is.
Do we know where this caravan is at this specific time?
He says, well, Torgs actually left yesterday morning, which just seems to be convenient with our so-called serial killer. He was headed to Targos. He'll wait in Targos for probably about 4 days loading up, and then I believe he heads up to Tourmaline after that. They do a particular route of 10 towns. This Sefik Kaltro, that is the one person I could we could identify from the boot print that you provided.
So, I mean, we can't just kill him or arrest him, can we?
Well, I guess we need to prove that he's the killer first. I'll put a reward of 30 gold head up on his.
Yeah, but if for example he happened to lose himself somewhere and the murder stopped, that would kind of do, wouldn't it?
So I'm going to drop this. Actually, apparently, the old man is much better off than I thought.
Yeah.
Sefik works for a small traveller merchant company called Torgs. His victims come from the only 3 towns that sacrifice people to the Frost Maiden on nights of the new moon. This is what passes for civilised behaviour in Icewind Dale. I'll pay 100 gold pieces to apprehend Sefik Caltro, ascertain his guilt and deal with him, preferably without involving the authorities. When the job's done, return to me to collect your money.
So, apprehend, you want them back alive?
Well, dead or alive is a nebulous term. I mean, we can't just go going around murdering suspects. Otherwise, I'd only have half the people in town for a start.
But if he resists arrest, we can use deadly force to restrain him.
Well, as you're not officially working for me, because my jurisdiction doesn't extend outside of Brinchender, any kind of force that may be used will be completely out of my hands, shall we say.
What happens outside Brinchender stays outside Brinchender.
Exactly, my friend. Exactly.
I'll put my finger on my nose as if to say, nail on head.
Okay.
He says, so yeah, he'll be at Targos for the next 4 days, and then he'll be heading up to Termalin if he sticks with the caravan. My intel says that he has been sticking with the caravan so far. It's obviously provided him a means of travel, and thus been thwarting the efforts of us to detect this serial killer.
Right. Well, a thunk. I'll thank them, and I'll get warm while we're there. Everyone's like, standing talking, but at the same time warming our arses on the fire. We'll get on that straight away. Obviously, the priority is to save the beer, though.
Aye, the beer, he looks wistfully. I've confiscated every bit of beer that this entire district has. Every man at arms. And quite frankly, it was disgusting the amount of beer that was not available in this place. What kind of watch do I run where nobody's got any stashed beer?
It's disgraceful. It's a lack of diligence. Does he look like he could sleep standing up against a wall?
It looks like he just sleeps standing up by hunching his shoulders over.
I think I know who he is. So, once Ben, we'll head back to Norfolk, yeah?
Yeah.
Once Ben's right in the morning, we'll head out early and try to get the good mead in a day and find out where the beer is. How long a journey is it, the good mead? Ben would know, wouldn't
That depends. Corin will know, as he's been here 2 years and it's his favoured thing.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Toss. Right. How long to get us to good mead?
Mr. GM, how long do I know it will take us to get to good mead?
It's 9 miles to the crossroads if you stick by the road, and then from the crossroads it is 3 miles, so 12 miles. Sticking to the road, you can do that in 1.5 miles an hour.
So we'll do it in a day?
Yes.
Aye, but it'd be a tidy step.
It's a tidy step. So you can do it in a day, or you can cut cross-country through the woods.
Yeah.
But that may end up being slower because you only move at a slower speed.
But 6 miles through the woods. But I think we should just stick to the roads. What you reckon?
Most people do.
Stay on the path.
On the path and off the moors.
How's this for a plan? We'll go cross country through the woods, and while we're going through the woods, we'll ring back a couple of trees, which will then die, which we can then chop down, cut up, and sell for firewood.
I know, what beer?
Yeah, on the way to get the beer, because it'll take the trees a while to die.
Well, I mean, they are quite close to Goodmead, so if you go around the road, then it's kind of on the edge of Goodmead.
Yeah, we could go around the road and then just nip into the woods and cut a few trees down. Or if that wood's still there, because in all honesty, I think Goodmead's probably harvested it.
I was going to say that, like, how woody is the wood? Is it just like woody or bushy?
It should only take 4 hours if you walk by the road. If we do like 1.5 miles an hour, it only takes 4 hours.
Right, well, let's go by the road then. Agreed, or?
Wait a minute, I'll memorise my spells. Do I just click the stars? Which ones I've memorised?
No.
Yeah, you prep.
You click on mode and go to preparation, but I haven't. Yours has gone funny. Don't worry about it. You've got them memorised. I'll worry about that afterwards. It's not that.
I know the ritual ones. I don't have to memorise, like detect magic and whatnot. but I'd probably memorise mage armour and
Yeah, you see you've got the spell slots at the top there. When you cast them, it should automatically tick it. If it doesn't, you just tick the little box to see you've cast it. So if you want to put mage armour on now, you would just drag the mage armour effect onto yourself, and it should cast you for yourself.
I would wait until the morning, so we're just about to leave, and then bang it on then.
all right, okay.
If there's nothing else doing, I think we should hit the hay and then get moving in the morning to save the beer.
You need to drag the effect onto yourself on the combat tracker, Tracy, because you're not on a map yet.
Yeah, I've stopped because he said wait till the morning.
Right. Got you. Right, so you have a plethora of quests, but still the lure of the beer seems to be the one that draws you. You spend a pleasant night with your 1 pint of beer and retire early. Dave, you recover your point of exhaustion overnight, and you are ready to set out in the morning.
Well, in the morning, I'll wake up screaming about tentacly-faced bastards.
Are you sharing a room?
I'm in the common room.
Yeah, so Bjorn has his night terrors again. You've heard his screams from other rooms, yet because you're in the common room this time, everybody gets to hear him screaming about no, the tentacles.
Brilliant. Well, I've already written down Ben gone proper mental, so I'll just add that more proper mental.
How much do crossbow bolts cost?
I don't know. It'll be in the items thing. Click items and then in search bolts. Maybe they're called. No, be the same as our own then. Oh no, I'm in Arctic gear. That's why.
1 gold piece for 20, I think.
Crossbow bolts. D&D players handbook. They have 5 copper pieces. Also, there is an apothecary in Shanda, it being the closest thing you have to a city in this place, who does sell healing potions, but they are 50 gold each, and they're the basic healing. We'll pop you another map up.
How much is a portion of cold weapon protection?
They don't have any of those, sadly. They've got stuff that you can rub on, but it's mostly just made of animal fat that you can rub on under your clothes, which is in the Arctic gear.
Right, I figure we'll head down the east way. And,
heat salve, Dave, is 10 gold. Lasts for 6 hours, gives you a bonus of 5 to frost checks.
I can constantly keep everyone warm. 1 item we have warm each for 3 people. So I figure I'll warm, like if you're wearing metal armor, I'll warm your breastplates for you.
This with
prestidigitation.
Well, I can do the other 2 then.
Yeah, it's more of a comfort thing than providing benefit. But you know, like when you've got those heat packs that you keep in your pocket, so the rest of you is bloody freezing, but at least your hands are warm.
Yeah,
it's kind
where
of
would
like
you prefer? Basically, I let people tell me what bits of them they want warming up.
I'll do 2 bits on Bracey because he's like 2 people rolled in 1.
Well,
I can do, so that because I can do like 3 things, can't I? So I'll do 2 bits.
It's probably good actually, so we don't get frostbite.
Yeah, his feet and maybe his gloves because you don't want your fingers to go thingy.
Yeah, I'll do everyone's feet if you do your feet, his feet, and his gloves.
That sounds like a plan.
Doesn't make any difference, but means our toes are toasty.
That's true. Right, so you get up the next morning and you hike along the east way and you head to Goodmead. Is this correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right, you arrive in Goodmead. Image Goodmead. Oh, it should give you a nice. I would prefer if they had like a nice image for you to see. Goodmead is on the edge of the Redwaters, which is one of the larger lakes. You arrive without difficulty, and the first thing you notice upon entering town is you hear a low zzz constantly, and it's not loud enough to echo, but it's just on the edge of your hearing.
I'll look up. Do I see anything in the sky?
You do not see anything in the sky.
Oh, light the lantern, Tracy. Light the lantern.
Light the lantern. Light the lantern.
You light the lantern. Oh, that gets me to do this. So let's see if get a hit. Give me a roll, please. No, the lantern remains white.
Well, the most important thing is to go to that mead hall, I think.
Can you see any people moving around?
You can, and you notice that the biggest thing you notice, other than the fact that there's quite a lot of trees here, is there's a lot of chopped up firewood among some of the bigger buildings, and the roofs don't have snow upon them.
That's a dead giveaway, that, like.
Yeah, warm. They've got fire.
They've got fire. There are a lot of militia Right, let me consult my chart for good mead.
Now, lots of trees and the little bugger we're looking for is like effectively like a little tree thing.
Yeah, there's two what looks like sergeants directing around 20 men who stand on the various street corners patrolling, which is unusual because even in Bryn Shander they don't have this many men per street. It seems like there's men on every corner. And then looking closer at the buildings, the edges of the buildings are carved into intricate shapes of dinosaur heads, triceratops, T-Rexes, things that you've only ever heard of but never seen.
I'll head over to one of the sergeants.
I'll go with him.
Citizen, can I ask you where you're in from? You notice that they're jumpy and they're all fully armed as well.
We're in from Bryn Shander. We're being sent by the barman at the North Look Inn to talk to the guy at the meat hall.
Ah, I see. Yes, I must apologise for the delayment of your shipments. We have had some problems.
Can I ask a question, mate? I don't mean to be funny, but what's the buzzing?
Buzzing. And then he stops for a second and he goes, "Oh, once you've been here a few years, you forget to think. That's the bees in the mead hall to honey the mead up."
Oh,
you notice because you're sort of standing at this juncture here, looking down, and there's a load of wood stacked outside the bee hall. There's several chimneys on it, and they're all belching out lovely smoke.
Rich, can you tell us whether this is one of the towns that sacrifices people or what?
No. Good Mead sacrifices warmth, which means once per month, all fires except those in the mead hall must be extinguished, and all blankets must be handed in, and you must huddle together for warmth and try and survive the night.
Well, that explains the wood then. Got to keep the bees warm.
Anything been going on in town? I'll fish for a rumour.
You'll fish for a rumour, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I heard a rumour.
I like rumours.
I'm sure you do. 10 towns of rumours. He says, I hear in Dugan's Hall, people live in fear of winter wolves that haunt the outskirts of the town, big as horses they are, and smarter than normal wolves.
Must be awful having winter wolves in your hall.
It's everywhere.
He says, but here, we had some kind of giant king come in over a week ago. He stole the 3-barrel shipment destined for Bryn Shander. The speaker ran out to stop him and he clubbed him to the ground, killing him outright. So we've got no speaker and we've got no mead because the next batch of mead's not due for another few weeks yet. And we've sent out a patrol last night, but they have not returned.
Right. Mm.
In other words, there's beer in them woods.
We'll have to have a quick huddle here, boys and girls. The beer is owned by a giant now.
The mead.
Well, let's kill it and take the mead back.
So we should have a vote. Votes for let's risk our lives for beer. I'll put my hand up.
Yeah.
I'll put both of mine up.
I'll raise a foot as well.
It's unanimous.
Quick in the middle.
Everyone's just like, what? I'll turn around to the sergeant and go, any reward if we go and sort this giant out for it?
He says, well, our only income now is off the mead and we ain't being paid, but what I can do, I can provide you free lodging and drink for a 10-day.
Right. But that mead is needed in Bryn Shander. Is it not already been bought and paid for by the barman?
Aye, it has. The accountants deal with that. He'll have it on account or he'll have paid in advance, whichever. But the only place for honey mead in the whole of the Icewind Dale.
Right. We're going to go and sort this giant out and then we'll come back with the booze and we'll sort something out. How does that sound?
I'd much appreciated it. And then if you wouldn't mind find us another speaker, you can solve all the town's problems.
Does it pay?
It does, apparently.
What's the hours? Guys, I might be retiring here.
Long and hard.
Oh, I don't like the sound of those at all.
Yeah.
Can we trade that 10 days worth of food and warmth for maybe some wood and a bit of extra mead? Do you think?
I may be persuaded to do that.
Right, I'll spit on my hand and shake on it.
It's not a done thing because it tends to freeze on your hand.
It's a done thing where I come from.
So he will attempt to spit in his hand and shake on it.
I'll try not to get stuck to him.
So,
Mr. Tosscobble.
Of all of the threads weaved in the tangled web, the beer still holds the most allure for you, right?
Well, I'm playing. I mean, look at your audience, Rich. Look at your audience. That's all I can say. Right.
And let's face it, you cannot drink a serial killer.
Well, you can, but you need to make a really hell of a smoothie.
I'll lean over to Andy and go, in a whisper voice, and go, it'd be a real shame if somebody nicked a couple of pounds of wood as well.
Well, a giant has to keep warm, doesn't it?
Yeah, it must have took it.
Right, I'll turn around to Mrs. Toscobble and say, find us a giant, and point to the northwest.
Right, oh lads, giants is this way.
Giant stairs this way, and you head off into the spooky forest, because everything's covered in a layer of snow and ice, and everything cracks and creaks.
Tracy, if you're going to cast Mage Armor on yourself, now's probably a good time.
I've already have.
Yeah, she has Mage Armor on.
Right,
Tracy, if you look at your character sheet on your actions menu, at the top it says spell slots. If you just tick that little box next to first to see you've cast your Mage Armor. Aha, there you go. Right, you are cloaked in shimmering runes. You head off into the woods to the northeast. You're only just inside the edge. Sorry, the northwest.
I was going to say, how many days ago did this giant run off for the Mead?
He ran off a 10-day ago because
there'll be no tracks.
There will not be any tracks, no. Right, so you head into the forest a short distance. Everything's quiet. There's no movement of animals or insects or anything because of the cold. And a figure in cold weather clothing comes lurching out of the woods in plain view, running as fast as he can through the deep snow. Slung over his back are a pair of animal traps, one of which appears to contain a panicked fox. As he gets closer, he runs towards you. You hear, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You all right?
Yeah. He spots you and runs over, panting and bent over, holding his knees. He says, no, I'm not. He says, I've come upon a grisly scene. There's 5 bodies back there. The militia, they've got their militia clothes on. Heads and chests. Stove right in there. I was on the way to alert the town.
You probably best carry on then. You haven't seen any tracks of a giant where you were, have you?
No, I came upon the bodies and I ran. As you can tell, I'm a local trapper.
Will you be in town later? Because I could do with. We're in the market for some fur.
Aye. I'm always. Once we find out what's the matter with it, what kind of thing can stove the heads in of five strong men?
Probably a giant.
Giant?
Right, yeah. I'll pat him on the shoulder. Best jog on, mate. Yeah. I'll turn around to Mr. Toscobble and say, should be some fresh tracks then.
Right, so he hefts the cage with the small panic. It's a winter fox, so it's got lovely white fur over his shoulder. And that's right, I'll be in town then, I guess. I'm not coming back out for that to be dealt with.
Right. If we follow his tracks, it should lead us to the bodies, do you reckon?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, mate, how much do you want for that fox?
The fox, he says, it's the only thing I managed to catch all. Yeah, I'll let you have it for a gold dragon.
They're a bit big to put in your pocket.
Hey, all right then. I shall pull out the gold piece. Give us a minute.
Yeah, at least we've got lunch.
Right, the fox, he opens the cage and the fox is shaking, but it seems strangely docile. And as he pulls it from the case by the scruff of his neck, he's handed it to you, and it stays shivering slightly in your arms.
Oh, I can't watch you do this.
Because he has left the group. I'm not playing with you lot.
Oh, I feel sorry for it already.
And he's got his bread out already.
Yeah, just put it up your jumper, man.
Andy, the fox sniffs you and licks your face.
Oh, you can't do it. You can't.
Right, I'll wrap a bit of me cloak round it and sort of tuck it under my arm so I can carry it. Why does everybody think I'm going to stove the head in of any creature we meet and then eat it?
Because all you ever do is stove the head in of creatures we meet and eat them. Through every campaign we ever play, you will eat anything.
I'm just waiting for the Andy says, asking for a friend. What does fox taste like?
Gamey chicken.
Right.
Everything tastes like
so the trail of the trapper who tells you his name of Theth is plain and evident to follow. Nobody needs to make a roll. And it leads deeper into the centre of the wood.
Any animals or anything moving around? Birds singing, shit like that?
No. Nothing. You head deeper into the woods, and amid the snow-covered pines, you discover the remains of 5 militia members. They look like they were clubbed to death. New fallen snow has already begun to settle on their corpses. However, there's a large, clear set of footprints leading to the northwest, towards almost the centre of the wood.
I bet that giant stole all the money they had on them. Let's the bodies to be sure.
Well, I suppose had me and Foxy better sort of creep on ahead and see if we can find out where these tracks go.
Who's our best tracker in the group?
We all look at the ranger.
Mr. Toscano.
That would be the ranger.
That would be the right. Have a mooch around this little bit of area where these guys are. Does it look like they've been ambushed, or does it look like they've caught up with the giant and he's just battered the shit out of them?
Right.
So
that'll be insight. Will that be?
No. I've just sent you a survival roll. You look around the tracks, and they all kind of mashed together. No, it looks like the militia attempted to stand in some kind of combat formation while the large, you discover it's a large humanoid creature. The feet are maybe, I don't know, begging the pun, about 3 feet long, came just storming towards them from the northeast, and you can see that it just generally battered them into the ground while they attempted to hold formation.
Okay.
Right. Well, should I creep off ahead and try and get some idea about what's on the other end of these tracks?
Sounds like a plan.
Right. I shall try and do that. Scouting ahead of the party and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, hang on.
2?
Yeah, I meant to do the hidden thing. I'm DM'd. So you sneak ahead.
Right.
Give me a roll. Right. You sneak ahead and you leave quite deep footprints in the snow. And then what I need to do is all for initiative. You come in by yourself.
Right. Right. Hang on a minute.
I should have requested a roll there.
You make your will out.
You might have done. I got nothing. There we are. Right. Yes. Oh,
a 12. Oh, not great. Right. So you sneak, as far as you're aware, silently through the forest. You part gently a small piney bush near the floor, not even spilling any snow upon the floor. When something hard strikes you on the side of the head, your eyes spin and black blotches come before your eyes. And as you spin round, you realise that a small snowball has started running down your face. And this is what you see. Standing on top of a small hillock of snow, miming, like holding its belly, okay, as if roaring uproariously with laughter, something like that, but in green.
Oh.
The fox begins to struggle under your arm, not hard, but just a little bit.
I'll stroke it a bit in the hope that calms it down.
The small creature capers backwards and forwards and begins scraping up another snowball.
Right, how far ahead of the party am I?
How far ahead would you have sneaked?
Yeah, I don't really know, to be fair. Right, well, hang on. In that case, I shall reach down and scrabble her with me hand and make me one small snowball.
Right, it immediately assumes like a crouch state. It's holding this snowball in its little hands, and it's like dodging to the left and to the right, looking as if to engage you in snowball on snowball combat.
Right, I shall do exactly the same thing, which is going to be a bit difficult with a fox under my arm, but never mind.
Right, so make an attack roll.
Right. Would that just be rolling a d20?
Make a dexterity attack roll, as if you were going to fire your bow.
Right. Right. Okay. Yes. Not any good?
A 13. Right. Your snowball impacts on the small creature because of the size comparatively. It's like being hit by a boulder. And there's a slight woof noise as the thing is knocked backwards. It disappears over the top of the small hillock of snow. And then you hear a strange, high-pitched noise, which you come to realise is actually giggling. But because you've hurled the snow, the fox leaps out from under your arm and runs over to where this small creature is extricating itself from this giant boulder of snow. The fox sniffs, the Twinger stands up, and pantomime mimes, sort of like grasping its hands either side of its tiny little face as if like mock surprise, and the fox sniffs the Twinger. Do you want to do anything or allow this to continue? Or
can I do exactly the same thing that the Twinger's done, like do the mock surprise thing and then whip me net out from under me cloak and wrap the Twinger in it?
You can. You're a little distance away, so you start to ring it up. As you're watching, the Twinger bows before the fox and reaches inside its little green furry tree disguise thing, pulls out this berry, which it holds out to the fox. The fox sniffs it and begins to chew, juice running down its little furry face. There's more giggling, and then the chewinga mounts the fox, or rather jumps on its back, shall we say.
I was gonna say.
Cheap date for a berry.
Right. So you surreptitiously pull a net out.
Yep.
The chewinga rides towards you on the fox.
Right. Well, I guess when it gets close enough, I'm going to have to try and wrap it in the net. All the while, silently praying that the lads will catch up so that they will outnumber it.
Well, we're there. Oh, I've got stats. Right, the chewinga. How far behind were the rest of the party?
Probably about 100, 150 meters.
And have you been following up and continuing while Andy's been observing this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you come up the side of this slope of snow, and you see Andy in a sort of half crouch, looking down at something that's just the other side of him that you can't see.
Right. Since we're looking for a giant, I'll assume it's a giant he's looking at.
The chewinga then mimes Andy by looking at you, holds its hands together, making a little heart shape that it holds over its little heart, and then pats the fox on the head, and then reaches, and it sort of like you hear a little rustling, rummaging noise, and out it pulls out what looks like to be a small wooden figurine of an animal, which it holds out in its palm towards you.
Right. Well, I want to make the same gesture to the chewinga, and if I can, sort of stroke the fox on the head and go, me too, and then I'll reach my hand out towards this thing it's trying to give us.
Right. Like I said, it has passed you a small charm in the shape of a badger, a wooden carved badger, and it presses it into your palm. And then it sort of salutes you and mimes and waves, and the fox and the chewinga turn and begin to gallop off.
Well, as the fox and the chewinga turn, I shall attempt to wrap the chewinga in a net.
Right.
You know, the moment its head sort of turns, so it's not looking directly at me.
Yeah. Now you got. Would you like to make a attack roll against the chewinga?
I would. This is not going to go well, but I would. What should I roll?
It's a dexterity attack roll. So
I appear to have an entry for net.
Yes, you do.
That was clever. Well, I shall just roll for net then.
Yeah. So just drag to hit on top of the chewinga. It's on the combat tracker. You should see the chewinga.
Oh, right. Oh, hang on.
So you can drag the hit roll on top of the chewinga on the combat tracker, and you've got ammo.
It would help if I had the combat tracker open. Sorry. Hang on. I'm
Right. The rest of you see Andy sort of make a swift gesture and try to throw a net at something.
Right. I don't have a chewinga on the combat tracker, Rich.
Oh, you don't, because it's invisible. It's a chewinga!
Right, so drag that on there.
Right, the chewinga, you miss the chewinga. It's incredibly fast, and the fox darts out of the way. The net crashes into the snow. It lets out a little eek noise and digs its heels into the fox, and the fox and the chewinga gallop off into the forest, leaving little footprints behind.
Right, and I'll have no chance to do anything else, will I?
No, it's too fast. It's so incredibly fast. You weren't prepared for it to move that fast.
Right.
So the lads catch up to you.
Just in time to see me turn around to them and go, bollocks!
Was that a very small giant?
That was one of them things that lantern was supposed to find. You don't need a lantern, you just throw snowballs at the bloody things. Alternatively, a fox.
You throw a fox at them? Andy had one.
It's a good job I had that fox.
You know what we should do? Get a cage off that tracker.
Good thinking.
Oh, I think this is going to be bad.
As far as I can tell, these chewinga things sort of revere foxes and other woodland creatures. I mean, it's given me a carved wooden charm of a badger, but it seemed quite taken with the fox, and it seemed over the moon that I hadn't butchered it and ate it.
Not that would be a thing, Andy. You understand?
Well,
right. The charm, the wooden charm, feels slightly warm in your hand. Here, I am going to. There you go. If you would like to have a look at that in your inventory.
In my inventory, hang on.
So throw in your inventory, Mr. Toscobble.
Right, a minute.
There you go.
What was that then? Conjure animals. Oh, that's nifty.
All of her you can get.
Conjure animals, aka known as Andy's dinner time.
I was just going to say, Like all the fur I would want. No, that's women, Dave. Oh,
Yeah.
that's useful. That's very useful. Hell's bollocks, that is useful.
Maybe we could try talking to these things instead of trying to like
Throw nets
capture
at
them.
them.
Well, to be fair, having met one, I've now got a better idea about how we actually deal with one. Well, at least I think I have. At least I know what not to do. I say pointing at the net lying in the snow.
All right.
They seem to have quite a bit of a sense of humour. But to be fair, I'm not entirely sure that necessarily catching one. I mean, yes, if it's for the greater good, but you know what I mean? I'm not sure I feel completely okay with catching one.
Well, why don't we get one to come with us, take it to see her, and then take it out again?
Right, so
Or
you're
bring
all
her
standing
here.
discussing this, and the tiny little creature on the back of a white fox pokes its head out from behind the thing and goes, whistles for you, indicates, and then the fox runs off into the tree.
Follow it.
Right, I pack my net up and follow it.
All right.
Yeah. As you follow this thing, it's always quite just within sight, and when you think you're getting closer to it, it seems to appear at a bush farther away. Without it appearing to cross the intervening space, and it leads you on, and it leads you to a large cave with lots of footprints outside.
The footprints are really big.
They are really big footprints. And
Well, they
then
might be.
the small chewinga puts its hands over its heart, blows like kisses, like a small child when they blow loads of kisses, waves with both hands, and the chewinga and the fox disappear into the forest.
I shall bow to it as it's doing this. I'm going in first, aren't I, lads?
We need to be real careful here, people. If that's like a full-size giant, we're going to be in real trouble. We'll have to hit it hard.
The trail cumulates at a rocky hillside with pines growing around its base. Set into the hill are 3 caves. The frozen creek emerges from the west cave, which has a low-hanging mouth. The centre cave, an 8-foot-high passage hewn from the rock, is moderately blocked by a tight stand of conifers and 2 massive fallen logs. The northeast cave has a big yawning mouth, and the flickers of light emanate from within. The tracks of your quarry head through this entrance.
Before we go and do anything daft, is it worth maybe trying to gain entry through one of the other caves, working on the premise that caves often join up with adjacent caves, and we might be able to sneak in and get round behind it?
Possibly. Or we could. Is the cave that it's in, Rich? Does it look like above it we could maybe get a rock or a big, a bit of wood that we could drop down on it if it comes out the cave?
Why don't we convert some of that rock over there to wood and smoke it out?
I don't think getting it out would be a problem because we just need to make some noise and that thing's going to come
The problem
out.
with this map is it's not 100% complete. So, fingers crossed.
If we smoke it out, then we've got advantage because it'll, be disorientated from the smoke.
And you crouch behind these logs and these trees outside these 3 entrances. So, it is up to you, and it is up to me.
Well, Toscob will lead the way.
Right. I shall stealthy over to there, in between them 2 logs. Is it this middle cave I'm going for? Or the one on the right-hand side?
Well, you wanted to go around, so I'm easy. You lead the way. We'll go whichever way you choose.
The one on the right is where the footprints lead to, I believe.
Right.
Right, and go in the middle then.
The northeast cave has a big yawning mouth and flickers of light emanate from within. The tracks of your quarry head through this entrance.
All right.
Lantesh,
I'll sneak up behind them.
do you have any input that you would wish to input?
I'm going to make sure I'm behind Racy.
Can I please request that you make a perception? Right, Corin is doing quite a good job of sneaking, although his armour is clanking somewhat. Right, Bjorn. The others don't hear anything, but you're definitely losing it. You mustn't have been able to sleep properly because you swear to God you just heard a sheep go bar from the right. You haven't seen a sheep in 2 years. You must be losing it. You're hallucinating sheep now.
Better than what he was doing the last time he saw one.
Ruined his wellies.
So, we don't need no stinking plan. You're going up the middle one? Is this correct?
I'm leaving this to Mr. Toscobble. This is his area of expertise.
Yeah, I'm staying with the group because splitting up's a bad idea.
Well, as I say it, there's basically 2 angles of attack here. We either go in this cave, the middle one, and try and work our way round behind this thing, or we just walk in its front door and go, hello, we've come to kill you. And I'm quite happy to be guided by the rest of the party, and I shall sneak where I'm asked to sneak.
Go straight ahead. That was your first plan.
Always go with the first plan. Are you hanging back there, Brissy, behind the tree? Right.
Just till I say the others move off, but I'm going to keep an eye out on the right-hand side cave.
Okay. Andy, you peer ahead. You can see dimly because of the light outside, although it's almost always dark anyway. And you haven't lit a torch yet, I am assuming?
No.
Yeah. So from what you can see, the 8-foot-high, 5-foot-wide passage has a dozen what appears to be burial niches carved into the walls either side. And then further on, there's a T-junction you can just make out at the edge of your vision.
Right, I'll turn around to south one and try and draw him a little map in the snow.
Okay, I'll nod.
And then I'll draw a route sort of up and to the right.
I'll nod. I'll motion everyone straight ahead and then right.
Okay, so you head up the corridor, Andy. Your armour, you realise wearing the scale mail, creaking, squeaks.
Which way is the wind blowing?
Like, ask us these complicated questions.
I just, is it blowing like behind us?
Yeah, it's blowing behind you towards
into the cave.
Yes.
Right, so it's probably already smelt us.
Yeah, but if it's smelt us, it's maybe expecting us to come in the front door. And what I'm banking on, probably wrongly, is that it won't fit through this corridor. So it's not going to be able to sneak round behind us, if you say what I mean.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Rich, can I look in these burial niches?
You can indeed. I've done the light one. You look in them, and they look to have been cleared out. Maybe some fragments of bone that have been long since cleaned.
Are the niches human size, dwarf size, halfling size,
human sized?
Okay.
Oops! Accidentally dropped a light in the middle of a wall by trying to click on this. Right. So you approach as quiet as you can up the 5-foot corridor.
I will actually use sneak since I have it.
I think I'm going to stay here because I can actually see the entrance of that cave. I've also got a good line of sight on the other two entrances with Bracy.
Right, Mr. Toscobble, whatever, comes up. You see a semicircle, and Sandman comes up behind you, silent as a mouse, till he steps on a bone fragment. It makes a loud crack.
I wince.
I'll give him that oops look.
I'm sure you will.
Coming to the way. Oh, God.
Yeah. Andy freezes as you make a loud crack there. Round the corner steps an enormous humanoid figure holding a big club and a torch, and it looks down the corridor, seeing you. It didn't hear you, but it was. Aah!
Fall back quickly.
Hang on. Well, yes. Right, yes, we'll do that first. Hang on. I just need to open this. Let's have a look. See who guns first. Oh, fucking great.
The large creature starts in surprise, holds an enormous spear, primitive, sharpened from what is obviously a massive tree branch.
It's surprised, as in it's not going to get an action this round.
Well, it's not surprise, because it hurt you because of your absolutely terrible stealth roll. But it's poked its head round the corner.
Do we attack it or do we run?
I am going to chuck a chromatic orb at it and then head down that corridor. So I need to see it to target it, and I can't see it.
That is
allow me. So
you're going to have to wait until Andy gets his turn and moves. So you cast a chromatic orb.
No, what I'm going to do, I can step to here, can't I? Cast and then move, because you can split your move.
You can't end your turn and Andy's turn, so you can step forward and step to the right or left.
So could I move to where I'm pointing here?
Can't see where you're pointing. No, because that's a wall. You need to go forward one and then sideways one.
But hang on. I'm a hobbit. Can I not line around over my head?
Right, you step round the corner and you are right face to face with this giant, strange-looking humanoid.
I've already rolled.
Holding a torch in one hand and a giant, sharpened piece of a tree.
I thought we'd already rolled, Rich.
Rolled what?
You should have.
I have?
I've just had another one pop up.
Again. Do I just click it off?
Click it off. I might have accidentally clicked on it when I was trying to open the description.
Just checking.
Right, I'm going to toss a... Oh, should I burning hands it? No, I'm going to chuck a I'm going to Burning Hands it. I'm going to cast Burning Hands on it, and then I'm out of there.
Okay.
I have no idea how to do this, so I assume I just hit this cast dice, yeah?
You target it.
Either target him or drag and drop the cast dice on top of the creature. Say you have it targeted. He succeeds. So does he take half damage then, or?
Half, yeah.
Right, you cast Burning Hands and he howls in here. And then are you running?
Yeah.
Right, he gets an attack opportunity.
I'll use my bonus action to disengage.
No, disengage is the full action. That's a rogue girl.
All right.
Oh, shit, Cezelle. Ooh. No, that's range. One is range. We've not hit that.
Oh.
Still showing range. Because it dropped a 20 for the first one, but it hasn't rolled well. I'll just do it as a normal hit.
All right.
The spear reeks out. There's a lot of damage, which should have put down a normal man. But Earl manages to run into the wall, because I bet you moved in a straight line. Yes, you did. You need to stop panicking and like plot things out, and then drag it down.
Cool.
Right. Taking a great big spear wound, and then it's the unidentified creature's turn. He looks you dead in the eye, Andy, and then runs down the corridor this way.
What, away from us?
Yes.
Jump in.
And disappears around the corner. Corin.
Right, I shall draw my bow, knock an arrow, and go looking for him. Oh, hang on. I've just had a thought. Wait a minute. Just let me check something. Languages. No.
Right, you're just going to run into a wall there, Andy, I think. Yeah. So you draw your bow and follow him, and you see...
Yeah. Hang on, that would be... Yeah, because I was there, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yes, so that should be where that puts us at the end of movement, unless that's a wall as well.
You should see a light. A large bonfire is in this room, and the creature is partially behind a large wagon.
Can't say any of that.
So
there. Right, got you.
Right, he's got partial cover behind the wagon, so when you roll to hit, on the bar at the bottom where it says advantage, disadvantage, you'll notice it's got cover and superior cover if you just click the cover as well, because he's large, but so is the wagon. The cave is a bonfire in the middle, keeps it brightly lit and relatively warm. The scent of roasting meat fills the air. The hunk of meat on a spit drips juices onto the fire. Goats and sheep are held in a spacious animal pen enclosed by a crude wooden fence. Other features of the cave include a wooden cart with a broken wheel, 2 old crates, and 2 barrels. Creatures shouting in a barely passable common, "Friend! Friend!"
I was just going to say the same thing. We've only come looking for the bear.
And the sheep. Don't forget the sheep.
So
we'll negotiate on the sheep later.
You open fire?
We've been sent to come and recover the bear. So we've been, whether or not it's true, we've been told that you've pinched it.
Yeah, he does not seem to have a great grasp of common. He may be talking a little too complicated. So you cover him with a bow? Are you just going to hold the bow on him for now?
Well, not pointing at, but like I've got an arrow knocked, but I'm just pointing it sort of at the floor. But if he moves, I'll whip it up and put one in him.
Okay, so you're holding an attack. Sort of problem. Lantesh, you hear this break out.
Right, just a minute, I'll be back.
Yeah, anything from the cave on the right, or is it? There's no sound of movement or anything.
The noise is echoing from both the cave ahead of you and the cave to the right. I wonder if I have languages. It seems to speak very little common, but some. So what would you like to do, Lantesh? Did not seem to.
I'll head forward to see what's going on.
What you can see is Salmon running the other way, trailing blood from a wound in his side.
I can't help him.
I'm good. Get yourself in there. You might need backup.
Okay. So do you know how to move your totem? Just drag your totem where you want to go to.
Yeah, I've got a movement of 5, haven't I? Yep.
Yeah. You can't end your turn on top of another character. You can move through them, but you can't. But it's difficult terrain to move through somebody. So I'll cancel that there, so you can run in front of him.
Right. Okay.
Bjarn.
Is Dave still going to be out here still?
Bjarn has run forward into the T junction. I think you're muted, Dave. Perhaps.
No, I'm just moving forward.
Right, you run forward to see this large giant with shockingly some sheep and goats in his pens. Standing behind a wagon and a crate next to a large campfire, from which delicious mutton smells come from.
Right, is
that your turn, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay, Aisha?
I am going to, if I can hear the sounds coming out of both caves, I'm going to obviously assume that they're both joined. I am going to move into the mouth of this one over there and peek around the corner and see what I can see.
Nothing so far. You have another 10 feet of movement, however.
I'll move ever so slightly more.
creeping forward.
So where's the? Can I actually see the fire, or can I just see the glow of the fire?
You can just see the glow of the fire.
Right, I'll stick me around. I'll peek around the corner there.
Be AFK for about 5 minutes.
Okay. You can see the glow of the. Okay, Dave. You can see the glow of the fire reflecting off the wall, and the pen with sheep and goats, actual live sheep and goats.
Yeah. All right, that's the end of my turn, I believe.
Well, those are going to get it.
Mobile kebabs.
Oh, yes. Hell, yes.
Right.
I need to size them up with the bread going. I'll get that.
Request a roll. Does anybody want to buy a break since Dave's away for 5 minutes?
Can do.
You can do.
Oh, we all good. Give me a perception there, Mr. Warren.
Yeah.
Right, coming from your right sounds a loud noise of dragon and bellowing.
From my right. Okay, now hang on. Can I just check? Was that a drag on or dragging?
I know I started right there.
That's all right, just because if it had been drag on, you wouldn't have seen me for dust.
Intrepid adventurers, round 2, San Wen, bleeding profusely from a spear in the side.
Well, if I can hear him talking, I'm going to head back up. So
He's shouting
20 there.
friend in extremely poor and broken common.
All in front of me.
Eh?
Am I right up against the wall there?
You are. Curved wall to the left and to the right.
I'll go there.
Very good. Aisha, you are up next.
Right,
I will move further into the cave.
You move to the edge of the cave, just revealed behind the there you go. So you move forward and you see, backing up with his back to the fire, this large giant king, but coming charging down from the north. A larger, more brutish, ugly creature that nobody seems to have spotted due to terrible terribles.
Right, I will. Well, I can't see either of them at the minute, but I will yell. There's as loud as I can. There's 2 of them.
Okay. The Verbig snaps his head round and spots you. Are you doing anything else?
Can I switch to giant and just scream? Tell them to stop in giant.
You absolutely can. You just shout and stop, or are you?
I'll shout stop. We don't have to fight.
Okay. Let me have. Persuasion or intimidation? Which are you aiming?
I'll have persuasion. Oops.
He snaps round. He does look surprised that you can speak giantish, however. Right, it's his turn. He backs up here, holding his spear, and stands in front of the pen and says, check this out. Calls out something in giant, and then stands holding an attack action. He's obviously holding an attack action because he's holding his spear.
That's what I figured.
Toss, Cobble.
Which direction is this other one coming from?
Well, you can't catch sight of him yet, but you could hear the noise of something large coming storming down the corridor from ahead and to the left.
Okay, well, in that case, I am going to advance to here so I can get. Is that a wall I can get me back against?
I'll have to turn your torch off, I'm afraid, because you're using the bow. It is a wall you can get your back against, yes.
Right, well, I should put me back against that wall so that, because I'm presuming that other one is coming down from the north somewhere.
Yes.
So, just in case, and I shall hold an attack action.
So dragging a large tree trunk type of club is a thick-necked, large, muscular, with some kind of bulging belly, bald humanoid.
Is it as big as the giant, or...?
It's not quite as big, but it is bigger than all of you lot. It's even bigger than you, Isha.
Does it look like an ogre?
Well, you can't see it, Dave. What are you doing then, Corin?
I'm putting the wagon between me and it. And if it doesn't attack me, I won't attack it.
You can take cover, or you can take superior cover. So cover means you're like putting your head over. Superior cover means you're literally completely hiding behind the wagon.
I'll take cover.
Okay.
Because I need to be able to say where this goes.
The wagon. If I've got a modifier.
Now, am I right in thinking that just to my right, looking at the map, about 2 squares to my right, there's another bit of cave that runs towards the south, because that's where Aisha is?
Yes.
Right, that's okay. Just if I suddenly need to sprint for it, it would help if I knew where I was sprinting.
Yeah, so you have cover, Lanesh. It's all kicking off. Bless you, you're all by yourself in this tunnel. A little confused and just a little frightened. So you run forward this square where Samwin and Diana are. And can you finally see the large giant?
Oh, it just looks like little grey areas where obviously me infravision it, but I can't see a giant on the map.
I think we have to be a bit further to the right to see.
You have to be a little bit further, yes. Are you casting anything, or are you just going to wait until you can see something?
I was going to, I had to see something because I was going to cast sleep.
Okay. Can you see any targets or not? I don't think you can. Can you?
Well, it's nothing showing up on the map yet. Okay. Can I just hold my action till I see something?
You can hold sleep as an action, but you cast the spell. So if you don't see anything before your next turn, you still use the spell slot. What people tend to do is they'll hold cantrip, because it doesn't matter if they lose those. You're quite welcome to hold sleep in case you can see something. But it does count as casting the spell.
I'll hold poison spray.
Okay. So little bubbles of poisonous gas form in your hand. Bjorn.
I move to there to see what I can see.
Okay. You tentatively step forward, seeing Corin hiding behind a wagon and Aisha over the top of the wagon.
And Corin is pointing to the north, if you can say, Bjorn.
And I move there.
Very good.
A bless would be nice, Racy.
I'm a bit busy talking to the giant at the minute, mate. I probably haven't even seen you.
The large creature from the north shouts, "Friend!" as it runs into the room, gets to there, spots all of you, sees the giantish person, bellows, "Friend!" and charges at you, Gracie.
Right, okay, that's not good.
Its huge club over its head, which bounces off your shield, and then it yells, "Friend!" right in your face, and spits saliva out, and that's the end of the turn. Sanwan.
Yelling is happening from from the right side, isn't it?
It is, yes. Just past Lanternish.
At first. Right.
See a large, brutish figure attempting to smash Aisha's face in with a tree trunk.
I'll move there and I'll cast Chromatic Orb.
This is a first level spell, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, look at him using these first level spells and everything. Cast Chromatic. Did you roll the last one with advantage, Bracy?
No, I didn't.
Do you want to roll it again? Then I'll request another roll from you. Better. Go ahead, cast Chromatic Orb. Right, you people in the room, things you notice. Firstly, the large giant kin with the top knot is standing against the gate with his back to it, and he's holding position, apparently defending his beasts. Sandman fires Chromatic Orb off and hits. Do that damage. Bang! He roars out in pain. "Fred, hurt!" Yes, yeah.
I will attempt to shove him backwards so he can't attack me. At the same time, shouting at him in giant to stop fighting.
Okay. Drop a shove attack on top of the large brutish humanoid. Right, so you shove him, and he looks confused as you do that. You full on shield bash him, and he looks down at his chest as you have failed to even stagger him one bit.
But I will shout at him to stop fighting.
Right, okay. Give me again. Are you going for persuasiveness, or are you going for?
I'll go for persuasion because I don't think I'm going to intimidate him with my size.
I don't know. You're about 6'8". You know, he is bigger than you.
Were you hurting him, which might help?
Right. So the other giant kin with the spear, he replies to you in giantish, but the other one seems to be in a kind of berserker frenzy. Drool drips off his large fangs, so he just backs up and does not do anything violent. To toss Cobble.
Right.
Hiding behind said wagon.
Yes, I was about to pop up and have a bash at my favourite foe, a giant, and I'm going to put an arrow in him.
Oh, is that a new one?
I'm not going to put an arrow in him.
Right. Yes, so as large as he is, what with the smoke and the shouting, you sadly miss the land.
I would say both of them there, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Friend is attempting to smash Aisha's head in with the tree trunk.
What's the other one doing?
He is standing back, holding his spear ready in one hand and holding a torch in the other. Does not seem so keen to fight.
Okay, I'll magic missile The one that's over Dave.
Friend.
As streaks of force come flying out, he howls as these stinging darts burrow into his skin. But he's still he's going. Bjarn steps forward.
It's got like protection, which is fighting style. I thought I had that already on, or do I have to put the effect on us?
You have to put the effect on. So are you going for protection fighting style? Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Take a whack at him.
Right. It's a good hit. You chop him in the knees. He looks quite badly hurt. He has 3 blood drops.
Can I take an action surge and hit him again?
You can. So you chop him in the back of the knee and then you swing again. Oh, it's a crit. Yeah, baby.
That's not good.
Right. So there's a great chop and a great howling pain as he slashes one knee and then slashes the other. Friend looks badly hurt. He turns away from you, Aisha, swinging at the dwarf that has hurt him so badly. His knees seem to be giving out just a little bit. He drops the club on you. It bounces harmlessly off your armor, and he howls. Round 3, Sanwin.
Crossbow.
Crossbow, eh?
Yeah.
You think you're a ranger, so you think you're a ranger.
Oh, should really firebolt, but no, I'll firebolt him instead, because
Saves on the ammo.
He doesn't get cover from the wagon as he is the size of the wagon. Pew, pew, you fire a firebolt. Oh, maximum damage. He looks really badly hurt now. Aisha, he's turned away.
I shout in common, don't kill him, just knock him out. And then I'm going to try and do non-lethal damage hitting him.
Okay.
And knock.
You can do that with a melee weapon as you swing your mighty hammer. You have flanking. It's a big whack as you thwack him with the hammer. Bang! Right. How do you do this then? Do you just wrap him on the side of the head, or?
Yeah, just wrap him on the side of the head to knock him out.
Right. So with a great crack, that sounds like you would have split the skull of any lesser beast. This great thick-headed beast collapses unconscious to the floor and then breathes. Here you go. I'll put one hit. He breathes deeply as he lies unconscious on the floor.
Right. I look at the other giant and I tell him in giant, he's still alive.
Not for long.
No, we're not going to kill him.
Yet.
So the other giant looks sad and says, Aisha, I'm just going to assume you're translating so we don't have to keep typing you.
Yeah.
Right. So are the rest of you all moving into the room to see the unconscious ogre?
Yeah, I'll move, but I'm going to stay at a distance. I've already been speared once.
Oh, hang on. I might be able to help you with that.
Oh, I like being helped with things.
Wait a minute. See if I can remember how to do this. Target you, and then...
If you've got a healer kit, you haven't got the healer feat yet, Andy?
No, I haven't. I've got a spell.
What? Spells and things?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Welcome.
Oh, this level of party cooperation is unprecedented.
Nah, you're not used to it at all, are you, Rich?
No. Right, so Ace is translating. So what do you want to say to the other guy? He says, me, Doug.
I'll tell him, me, Aisha.
Right, the first thing everybody notices is there's a large brush hanging up on a peg on the wall next to the pen with the sheep and the goats.
A brush, like a brush for...
Like a horse brush type of thing?
Okay, got you.
So
How big a brush?
Like really big, a brush, like a tennis racket sized brush. And you're in the room.
I wonder if there's any more of them.
Well, what do you want to say? He's Aisha's translating, or do you just want to attack him?
No, I'll say to Doug, we no kill. I point at the point of the ogre and go, friend?
He says, yes, me not know his name. Him too stupid, so me just call him friend. He not smart like Doug. We
heal friend later. Friend not dead.
Friend can heal from a long rest when we are far away.
So, can you ask Doug, why was it friend who attacked the town?
He says, no, it was friend that killed guards, but Doug just needed the beer to give to his girlfriend. He didn't mean to hit the little man. He just pushed him and the little man fell over dead. Doug wants girlfriend to be betrothed, but needs to have a gift to give her.
Is your girlfriend very pretty?
She, the most pretty of all of us. She has 3 teeth.
God help us.
Doug need all beer or just some?
Well, the dowry, more dowry, better. And friend, he'd take one. He'd drink a lot. Doug has nowhere to get dowry for pretty girl other than he'd take from little men's. Please don't hurt Doug's babies. And he points at the sheep and the goats.
Would sheep and goats be valuable in this area?
Well, wool certainly would, because could be used to make insulation.
I'm wondering if
you haven't seen any sheep in 10 towns. You've seen a few goats, and they are jealously guarded.
I wonder if we could try and get a little trade set up where he sells the wool for them in trade for some mead? Alcohol and stuff. Yes, for some mead.
Very possible.
I try and convey that the town sent us to get the mead back. Because he killed the guy, but we might be able to do a deal.
Tell him that I'll turn around and say, if you don't give the mead back, they're going to send lots and lots more little men's, and there's a lot of little men's there.
Oh, should I roll that with advantage or not?
No, you roll with advantage, remember, because of reasons that are unaware to other people.
All right, yeah. Oh, yes.
Just saying.
Yeah.
He says, yes, Doug not want to fight with lots of little men's, but needs present for pretty girlfriend, become betrothed, and he looks quite forlorn and sad and beats his chest.
I'll turn around and say, Doug, what does she like?
Beer and foods and pretty treasures.
Oh, what kind of pretty treasures does she like?
Shiny ones like sparkly ice, but rocks.
Diamonds.
Diamonds, you say? I'll open my hand and use prestidigitation, say, like these, and I've got a handful of diamonds.
Oh, yes.
I'll close my hand again.
You notice that the two large barrels that are in corner are stamped with the Honeymead coat of arms, and presumably this wagon with the broken wheel is what Doug had dragged the casks in. But friend smells of beer. Now that you're close to the large unconscious ogre. Well,
we need to think of a present for his girlfriend. So heads together, boys and girls. What we got that's shiny?
I don't think we've got a lot. Hang
on. I do. I have
silver coins.
I've got an arcane focus, but I kind of don't want to give that away because I can't cast spells without it.
Yeah, what silver coins do?
They're shiny, especially when you shine them up.
Yeah, you could prestidigitate them into a bright and shiny silver.
Or maybe a necklace or something?
How is she the same size as you?
No, she nice big girl.
Oh
big
God!
Friend.
Sorry,
she's big as friend.
Oh, she much bigger than friend. She tall and.
Oh God! We have an idea. Have we got any?
And she has such cute hairy chin.
I'll turn around and say, have you got any leather?
Leather. He obviously has. He's cooking something, so he obviously has some leather lying about.
Right. We make her a present for you, but I'll need to take a strip of leather.
Okay.
I'm going to go and cut a strip of leather that's about an inch thick. Right. 3 of them. Then plait them, and then has anyone got any tools?
I don't think so. What you got in mind?
Punch a hole in a load of silver coins. Oh, actually, I'll look around. Is there anything like a nail?
Yeah, there'll be nails in the wagon holding it together.
Right, Doug, come here. Put a silver coin down. Put the nail on it. Get him to hold the nail and make him punch through the thing with a log or whatever he can hit it with.
Okay, so you he easily just puts it under his thumb and just pushes a hole straight through the silver coins.
5 coins each.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get 5 coins each and we'll make a string of 25 silver coins, and then me and Lantesh will prestidigitation it so it's lovely and shiny.
So they're as shiny and gleamy as ever.
And then I'll make a pretty little bow at the end and say, that's a good present because girls love jewellery. And
he goes, that is so pretty. Doug's girlfriend won't be able to take a good eye off it.
Can we take cart and barrels, and we will tell the little men's not to come here as long as you tell friend not to bother the little men's?
He says, well, friend, he shout a lot and he like fight and drink. he might fight with little men's. Doug not want to fight with little men's.
Well, we could kill friend so he doesn't bring the little men's here.
I've just took 5 silver pieces off us and it's just made me money go whack.
Yeah, you can't change coins till we're in town.
Oh,
All right.
did you not have 5 silver pieces?
Oh, I just put in like minus and then 5 silver pieces and it's made us everything.
It's fine. You should have 10 gold though, so you should have 9 gold.
I should have 8 because I spent it for the 8 gold and 5 silver left now.
Yeah, just keep an eye on it. It can be a little whack. Right. He said, well, Doug will need the bachelor pad because, like, this will be where the magic will be happening.
Oh, God.
This is true. I'll turn around to Lantesh. Ladies like privacy, don't they? And I'll put it out.
Or maybe you could have just not said, I'm just going to murder him. We take friend with us, and just, like, done him in outside the snow. Not just, like, murder him in the middle of this guy's house.
Oh, no, we'll drag him outside. He can help us drag him outside. In fact, can he drag him to the edge of town for us?
Fix the cart and stick him on top of the beer and wheel him back.
Yeah, can do. I mean, I can fix the cart. I'll just mend it.
You can mend it. Back. Yeah, so you can mend the cart, and you're going to load friend and the remaining 2 kegs of beer on.
Yeah.
And what about the sheep wool? Can he shorn the sheep?
Yes, he can shear the sheep.
Can we trade you for some wool? We really need wool because we're not big and strong like Doug. I'll try to be persuasive.
Yes, Doug will. Doug will happily sell wools as long as not hurt babies.
Definitely would never hurt your babies, Doug.
Lovely, tasty Doug's babies.
Andy, you're drawn to the lovely mutton smell that's on the roasting on the fire there. Your mouth waters and you lick your lips somewhat. Yes, Ish is translating it, and Doug will indeed shave the sheep and trade you some wool.
What does he want?
He will give you it for that lovely present what you have made.
Doug's great.
Doug's awesome girlfriend.
And for carting friend away so they can have the bachelor pad to themselves.
So friend doesn't go smelly.
While we're all chatting, quietly look around the room and see if there's anything, small and valuable lying about that he hasn't noticed.
Search Doug.
I was going to say, no. Search where friend came from.
Search friend.
Right, so you head up to the 20-gallon honey-made casks, each cask weighing over 200 pounds. So friend's room is to the north. So Bjorn heads off to the north.
I'm going to mend the cart while you do that and then search this room.
I'll go and give Dave a hand.
Right, so you head round the corner while talking to friend. Do you have anything to add to this madness, Lernesh, as you're still new to the craziness? What happened?
I'm going to go and have a look to see just to make sure this place is secure. So I'll follow those going up the north corridor.
Doug's like holding the necklace with Glee going, if the caves are rocking, don't come a knocking.
What's in these casks here?
Those casks are, one of them's a honey-made cask. The other 2 are just normal beer. The honey-made cask is torn open and its contents emptied. You can see quite a large portion of it slopped upon the floor. Suspended from the ceiling of this chamber by a series of ropes and pulleys are 6 baskets. Clustered near the south wall are 3 wooden casks with good Mead's heraldic symbol, and a drunken maid made of a cut-off section of horn with an antler handle added upright and centered. But other than that, friend is a simple ogre.
Lower these baskets down to check to see what's in them.
Right, in the basket, there's a smattering of silver coins and copper coins, a translucent pink gemstone, a healer's kit, a hunting trap, and a small rabbit skin bag.
All right, I've passed the healing kit to Andy's character. Forget his name.
Corran.
To Corran.
There you go. I've put the crap into the party inventory sheet. You need to take things that you are actually taking, such as the lantern of tracking elementals. And there's also
what's in the rabbit skin bag? Sorry.
Inside that is 10 silvered slingstone bullets.
Ooh.
And there's also a narrow passage which looks like too narrow for friends to get up to the west. Meanwhile,
go and have a look.
Earl has mended this. Then let's just come around the corner to see you all. Right, are you going to squeeze up this narrow passage here?
Yeah.
I will do. I shall go with Dave.
You squeeze
Little people.
into a narrow tunnel here.
Let's guess. Is this a sarcophagus with an undead in it?
It looks like a stone block. Carved on the steps of the south side, climb 5 feet to this 10-foot high, 15-foot square room, which is narrow natural exits in the east and west walls. In the middle of the room is a rectangular stone block, 7 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 3 feet tall. Pictographs on the walls of the chamber tell a tale of one tribe's journey through the mighty mountains and across a perilous tundra.
Ooh, I'm not sure I likes the look of that.
Beyond, you do notice that there's a slight gap around the bottom, as if there may be something underneath it. It's not affixed to the floor, but it's just a big, massive stone block.
It looks like we have the pushers blocked to one side.
If it's out with the crowbars, the three of you cannot move it. Not even a bit, not even a scrape.
Right.
I'll get out on the floor on all fours and sniffle along the edge like a dog.
Some game.
It being a sort of like hobbity ranger type of thing. I shall sniffle along the edge.
I'm going to allow a perception check.
I'll be rather with one eyebrow raised as to see what the hell's he doing.
Actually, you do get a faint whiff. It smells a little musty. Like a really old woman's bedroom.
Oh.
Don't I have a way with words, Tracy?
You do.
Smells like me granny's palate.
Would my masonry tools help?
It would take you too long to chisel away. You think you just need more bodies and raw strength and crowbars.
Can we get me and Bracy in there or not?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Bracy will have to squeeze his shoulders. All of you going together, there's a horrible, horrible grinding noise, and you manage to shove the large block of stone over a couple of feet. Underneath, you find a depression, and it appears that there's a skeleton dressed in the rags of tribal finery. Holds the bones of a female human, you're guessing, a tribal garb reduced to dust and tatters. Clutched in her left hand is a small pearl, and in her right hand is a wand of some kind.
I cast, because I don't have to memorise that one, because it's a ritual one, detect magic.
So yeah, if you want to hang on for 10 minutes.
You can be casting that while we're doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, both of them glow magic.
You want me to slide in there and hand them out?
Do I know what school of magic they're from?
Probably, but I don't.
I was going to say, sorry, Rich.
I don't know. Magic wand, school of magic. It doesn't give us a type. It just says wondrous item. So thanks, DMG. That's helpful.
Is there enough room, Rich, for me to slide in there and to hand them out?
Oh, easily. You can climb in there. The bones are sold. They crumble to dust under your boots. You stamp around, saying "oops," swirling around the sacred buried corpse.
Aye, and saying "oops" and things like "sorry, pet."
And yes.
I'll hand the wand to Lanesh, and I shall climb out holding the pearl.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Right. So you have a wand and you have a pearl.
I'll identify them when we get back to town.
Right.
Very good.
I shall stick the pearl in me pouch for the minute, and I'll give you it when we get there.
No worries.
Okay, so that complete. There's a tunnel that leads off the west, or you can head back to Doug.
We'll check them off the west, and then we'll best get back into it. We shouldn't,
Lanesh, are you going with? Are you going down the tunnel, Bjorn?
Yeah, I'll go make sure they don't get into more trouble.
Right, you head down the thing, and then you hear a loud snoring, Dave, and an enormous bear seems to be hibernating in the corner. It's ginormous.
I'll check
stealthy off in the opposite direction as fast as me probably will carry me.
Said bear, so you can see how thoroughly ginormous this bear is.
Absolutely no night on my account.
So
go back.
A ginormous bear lies hibernating on the other end of the cave. There's where the river used to come out of before it froze solid. There's a pool and a hibernating bear.
Just took myself off the map.
Lanesh is so frightened that she pulls herself off the map completely. Are you running back into the other room?
Yeah, I am.
Leaving the giant bear. Okay, you run back into the other room.
I run back into the other room and whisper at the top of my voice, "Bear!" obviously, I'm not shouting, I'm whispering, but loud enough for them to hear us.
Oh, well, we'll come back when we've several more levels and kill the bear for the fur insulation.
Let's just level up and then back.
Do about the Twinger? Are we going to head back to town, drop this off, and then head out to see? Because I mean, we still need a sample of it or something. We might take back.
We might be able to find more Twingers. I mean, I doubt there's only the one, but we need a way to communicate with it.
Well, Corin seemed to be doing really well, didn't you?
Give him a snowball.
Right,
Yeah,
so
I think a lot of it had to do with the fact I had a fox.
you have mended the wagon and loaded the 2 remaining barrels of beer onto it, the 200-pound barrels of beer. And Doug is dragging the cart with the beer on back to town. Is this correct?
Oh, yeah, we're going to take Friend on the cart as well.
Okay. I suspect somebody's going to get a frame-up job here. Is this what's about to happen?
What? Yes.
A frame-up job. It wasn't Doug. Doug's a nice guy.
Yeah, it was the ogre.
Right.
We'll
So
all of it.
it takes around 8 hours for you to drag the thing back. But as you come out of the cave...
All right, sorry. I was going to say, I just want to go back via the bodies because we should probably take the bodies back with us as well.
Yeah, so you're going to turn up with the cart with an unconscious ogre, 5 dead bodies, being dragged by a Verbeeg, as you've discovered he's called. He's a Verbeeg.
Before we get to town, someone best rush forward and tell them not to shoot our friendly Verbeeg.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Right. But as you finished all of your business in the cave and you come out of the cave, a Verbeeg strides through the snow, approaching the mouth of the cave. Her misshapen face bears a too wide smile, and she clutches a spear in one arm, which is longer than the other. She's got a bristly chin and a lazy eye, 3 teeth hang in her mouth, and she shouts, "Doug, you home?" And Doug shouts, "Ah, my love, this is Gag. Is she not the most pretty of all women?" Snot runs down one side of her face and drips onto one of her 3 teeth.
Right, lad, Doug, mate, you're punching above your weight there, like.
She scratches her obviously inflamed flea bites inside a crude cold weather clothing made from chopped up bits of animal. It hasn't been tanned, so it smells terrible. And she grins and says, "Oh, you brought Gug some dinner, some little crunchings and munchings." Doug says, No, these are my friends. I have pretty necklace for you, which she holds out, and she beams with a smile at the wonderful gift that you've made her. Yeah. She's about a foot and a half taller than Doug. She's got a pot belly. She's got a limp.
We'll treat her with the reverence of the king or queen. Yep. My lady. Grovel, grovel. Don't eat me.
I'll lean over the lad to go, 6 pint there, no problem.
Sand.
Doug says, "You go inside, my love. I have to take Friend to the town because I can't, not sure why, but they want to take Friend there. And I have to take these crates that I found."
And don't forget the shape for good lad.
Right, so
warm.
Yeah, well, you wanted him to shave the shape, didn't you?
Yeah.
And while all this is going on, Dandy, is there a large slice of mutton has happened to have gone missing off the fireplace? I'm guessing.
No, certainly not.
Munch, munch, munch. Nope, not.
Yes, munch, munch, chew, chew, slurp, slurp.
Right, so 8 hours later, Doug has dragged the cart to the edge of town and is then happy to wave you goodbye. You've got a big bag of wool and your wine skills filled with goat milk. And Doug says, "Thank you. You have prettiest bride in all Icewind Dale."
I'll turn around and say, "We may well visit again just to check up on you. And if we do, we'll bring some pretty presents for your darling wife-to-be."
Says, "Now Doug has to go home because he on promise."
Oh, God.
And with a big, lopsided smile and a cheery wave, Doug stomps off back through the forest, pushing trees to the side as they crack and fall over. And he disappears into the darkness.
We'll all of us have to work together to move this cart, or probably go and get some help from the garrison or whatever.
Well, I can rush the last bit back to town to A, ask them for help, and B, tell them not to shout.
Very good. So you
and then I'll bring some guardsmen or whatever back to give her a hand, and also to take Friend off our hands.
Yes. So Friend is getting stitched up, I presume. So what are you telling the guards?
allow me.
Be my guest.
I'll turn around to the guard sergeant and say, Sergeant, we have recovered the ale and we have found out what deviousness has been going on. Apparently, this creature has enslaved a kind Verbeeg to the north and forced him to do his bidding. We have brought him in so that you can deal with him yourself. He's quite, I'll poke him, out of it and just clings to life. I figured that we also returned the bodies of the patrol that he ambushed and slew. I will use persuasion to make us sound like we're proper heroes.
Oh, this I've got to say.
Can I do it whilst I'll do it while 1 foot is on friend? Do I get a advantage for that?
Well, is somebody helping you?
I'll help.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stand in the background reflection.
So how do you help? Right.
By nodding and going, yes, that's exactly what it was like.
Evil, murdering, drunk ogre.
Yeah. I rest my warhammer in the exact dent that it's made in his skull.
So you, the sergeant is 100% convinced. Thank God, he says, we'll dispatch this creature post haste. I don't want it waking up in town. Runs it through. There's just a sort of noises.
Rich,
he slowly runs. Yes.
If we skin the ogre, can we turn it into an insulated?
Oh, God.
No, but you could turn it into an ogre onesie. No,
hey, we stuff them with straw. We could make like a beau geste if we got like a last stand.
We are not doing right. You cannot make us do weekend at Bernie's with an ogre.
Right, so the foul beast is run through and then dragged off to be put into the city square for the display of all. Thank you. You've done great things here, recovering the ale. And I said we're a bit behind on finances, but I can offer you 10 days worth of food and mead.
How about a day's worth of food? Oh, wait a minute, of food and mead, as in supplies.
Yes.
Yes, we'll take that. That's great. Any chance we could be really cheeky and ask for some wood? Not loads, just enough so we can, get the inn warm so that he can sell this beautiful mead.
Aye, indeed. It will be done, for you have laid this foul creature at our feet, and we have been able to avenge these poor guardsmen and the speaker.
Yeah.
And while we're on, do you know anybody who can knit?
No. One of the old women might. In general, there'll be a tannery in Bryn Shander.
Curious now, we want something knit. What you get knit?
No, we're going to sweaters. We're going to get fur lining. Instead of fur lines, we're getting cricket sweaters, all of us instead. It'll do the same effect, but we'll
like little knit cardies, like what my nanny used to make.
Aye.
We're getting little knit cardies. So with your bag of wool and your two large things are big. Are you spending the night there at free of charge?
Yeah.
Big time. Can I heal up? Oh, it's a long rest.
It's a long rest, right? So, Tracy, you identify the wand. It is a wand of the War Mage.
Pearl?
It's a pearl of power. So
what the hell's a pearl of power?
It's really awesome for a caster.
Very good for any caster.
Right, so you've got a gem. You've got some silvered slingstones. Are you spending the night there before you head on?
Aye.
Corin and Lanesh, you are haunted by dreams. Spirits come howling and snapping at your face, a bit like the end of Indiana Jones. You weren't able to get a long rest, you didn't want to get a short rest.
Charming.
Ooh, did you do?
Tormented by the spirits of what looks like ancient native folk.
So how's that affects me casting? I'll not be able to memorise my spells the following day, no?
Yeah, that's right.
Might be a good idea. Go to the temple when we're getting Bryn Shander.
Yeah, and by the way, if anybody wants this pearl, you can have it. Not because of that, but like I'm a ranger, I'm not really a caster. I just thought it might have been vaguely valuable.
Well, I'm not. I would rather have the wand of the War Mage. It only works for sorcerers, warlocks, or wizards, so it's between me and Tracy. But it gives me bonus to hit, and while holding, you gain a spell bonus attack roll, and you ignore half cover. And it works as an arcane focus. So I figured it would be good for me or Tracy, but I'd happily take that and then the pearls between Tracy and Bracy. But
I've got the lantern. I would give it to Bracy, the pearl.
Tracy, you've got the pearl of power. I'll take the one.
I have the power.
Do you want the pearl of power? Yes.
I'm not sure if it'll be useful for me, but might be.
It stores an extra spell.
Cool.
You might as well.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, Bracy, you gain the effect tormented nightmares cannot long rest. And who's getting the wand?
I'll get the wand.
Excellent. Saying just add that to you as well. There you go. So everybody's night is disturbed by terrible dreams, except Bjorn, who sleeps like a baby.
This shrine of the flaming sword. What is it?
It's a shrine to Bracy's god, Tempest, the god of war.
We should go there, guys, since we're in town.
It stands on the lake shore and has a crow-haunted steeple protruding from its peak. Crows, bloody hell, I thought they'd all died out. Unlike the Mead Hall, which is well cared for, the shrine's painted icons of the god of war wielding a flaming sword, a chipped and faded, its spacious interior stands mostly empty except for a long table on which rests a body-covered blanket.
Yeah, and nobody home. It's not.
Now it has 5 other bodies in it.
All right, okay. In that case, it's probably not got staff. Probably just the shrine. Should we try and get a replacement barrel of mead for the other one?
They've already started brewing the next batch. It just won't be ready for a couple of 10 days.
All right, okay. So we'll take what we've got back to town, and then we'll get back to town. We'll have to have a word with the temple there and see if they know anything about the fact we can't sleep.
Right. So before we set out for Bryn, or are you setting out for Bryn Shander? Yeah.
I think so, unless anyone has any other ideas.
Reveal another map marker. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Is getting ourselves sorted back at Bryn Shander before we either decide, if we're going to pursue this Twinger.
Well, we can look for a Twinger in Targos as well, because we have to head up that way to look for the serial killer. Because that's next on the list of our jobs.
Right. So you wake up the next morning. You have slept poorly, apart from Bjorn, who yawns and looks at you as if you're crazy. You're all hollow-eyed. You've got dark patches under your eyes, and you head out and arrive back in Bryn Shander, and that is where we will leave for the evening.
Do we return to the inn like conquering heroes?
You return to the inn like conquering heroes. Oh yeah, you were promised 20 gold or something, weren't you?
Yeah.
And the stuff that is in the parcels, are you just wanting to sell that?
What parcels? Sorry.
The stuff remaining in the party.
Yeah.
Well.
Not the casks of honey made, because you're returning those. I'll delete those.
Yeah.
The hunting trap, the 10 silver sphinx stones, and the translucent pink moss agate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're back at Bryn Shander, so you can change coins, and we will sell those items, and I will split them up. Ka-ching! And you get some monies.
Lovely.
Oh, you've quite a lot of gold now.
Woo-hoo!
Right, so as you return to Conquering Heroes, you deliver the beer. All of the patrons are like, yes, beer, thank Christ.
No, thank us.
You're better off leaving yourselves some copper and some silver in case you want to buy stuff. Because when it freaks out is when you try to buy stuff and you don't have enough coin. Yeah. Like I said, that's where we leave it for the night. The Conquering Heroes return. So you have completed one mission in chapter 1.